No, I'm feeling great right now. These past few months just been getting more and more comfortable with the offense, getting back healthy, getting ready to go for spring practice, which I'm excited that I'm being able to be a part of, being out there with those guys, being out there with the new guys, transfer as freshmen, getting familiar with them, comfortable with them, and we're going to be able to go out there and make a lot of plays this season. I'm really excited about it.
You say you're comfortable with the offense. How does that show up on the field?
Just being more comfortable with the reads that I'm making, just quicker decisions, getting the ball out on time and on target. When you're more comfortable in the offense, the more time that you spend with Coach Bell, with those guys, just going through the offense, you're able to go out there and make quicker decisions, and that's really big for a quarterback. You got to be able to go out there and make those quick decisions, make the right decision, most importantly. But quicker the decisions are, the faster those guys get the ball in their hands and able to go out there and make some plays with it.
This is probably a bigger question than you can answer here in just a few minutes, but what was last season overall like for you? From the start, all the winning, getting hurt, losing 6 games in a row. How would you sum that up?
Ups and downs, highs and lows, definitely. It was a great moment when I found out that I was a starting quarterback, and then going through those games, those highs and lows in those games as well. Starting off slow against Cincinnati, and then coming back at the end, winning that game. The ups and downs of the West Virginia game, coming back and winning those games. Then having a great game against UNC. Breaking some records, it was a lot of fun. Then, some adversity hit, and I started getting into injury trouble, stuff like that, and just not being able to be out there with those guys, being able to play with them, and nothing that I could really do out there on the field with them really hurt. But that's part of the game, something that I gotta be able to handle and just push through and look forward to next year.
What did you learn through that? How do you think that adversity that you had faced last season is going to help you this season?
It's just going to be able to help me handle adversity next year. As football is a game of adversity. There's always going to be problems, something going against you. Good defense, referees, I guess you could say. Being able in adverse environments, playing away, games like that. We're going to West Virginia this year. You're going to have to be able to handle adversity when you're playing in a game like that. I heard they're going to be throwing batteries at me and everything, so I'm looking forward to that. As a quarterback, that's one of the biggest things a quarterback has to be able to do is handle adversity. What I've learned from last year, what I've learned, throughout my career, even in high school, middle school, when I first started playing football, there's adversity around every corner in the game of football, and you got to be able to handle it.
Eli, what have you learned about leadership, and how much do you embrace that role this year?
As a quarterback, you're kind of pushed into a leadership role, whether you like it or not. I feel like my dad and my older brother, the men in my family, have really helped me become the leader that I am today. My dad's always put me in situations where I've had to lead. Growing up, he was a big, strength conditioning coach. He was a guy like that. So I'd have to, most of the times he'd help me or make me help him out. So I'd have to, lead groups. He'd have college kids out there, and I would be, 10, 11, 12 years old, telling them what to do, coaching them, just being able to do that when I was that age, against those guys, just helped me, be comfortable in that leadership role when it came to time to do that.
Watching one drill this morning, you were running the ball and ducking through that bar thing, and you screamed and threw the ball against the back fence. Is that the kind of passion that something that they done last year, but you feel more comfortable doing this year?
I definitely did that last year. Y'all just weren't really out there. I was, when we had so many quarterbacks last year, guys getting reps, when we ran out of running backs, I was the next running back up. I take pride in that. I like to have fun. It's at the end of the day, it's a game. You got to have fun while you're doing it. Being able to go out there and have fun while I'm doing it in those drills, while I'm still helping, our quarterbacks out, our younger guys out. It's a win-win situation for me. And I like to be a little athletic here and there. Doing drills like that helps me show off my athleticism and lets me, play football, I guess you could say, and stuff like that. And everybody gets a laugh out of it. Everybody's relaxed, a lot more comfortable. Even coaches, players, young guys who aren't really sure how they should handle practice yet, aren't really sure how they should go about it. When they see me, out there and relaxed, I feel like it kind of helps them relax as well.
Eli, you mentioned that you had opportunities for leadership at a young age. Are you comfortable in that role, being honest with guys, like telling them how it is.
Oh yeah, guys will tell you that I'm very honest with them. I mean, and I've told them I've had guys, tell me like, hey, I need you to be on me this year, and I told them I was like, I'm gonna be honest on you, but you're not gonna like me sometimes. I got to be honest with you. I got to tell you what you're doing wrong. You might throw a punch at me. We might tussle, but if that's what you want me to do, you're gonna hear what you don't want to like sometimes. So I just being honest, I feel like it's the most important thing. The way you go about it can, impact a guy a certain way. If you're, being a prick about it, I guess you could say, they're not going to respond to that very well. But if you go take them to the side, talk to them, talk through it with them, explain to them what you're expecting them to do, what they need to see, what you're seeing, stuff like that. But if you do that a couple times and they don't respond to that, then I guess you got to go to the yelling at them, coaching them up, being hard on them. It just depends on the certain guy. He responds a certain way. Sometimes a guy needs to get kicked in the butt a couple times, but also a guy just needs to be taken off to the side and somebody just needs to sit down and explain it to him.
How beneficial is it to have some of your main targets back, like being Desmond, Kenny, Poppy, people down the line?
Oh, it's huge. Especially after my first year of playing ball. Having those same guys that are out there with me, is a game changer. We didn't really lose that many starters on offense from last year's team, so it feels like it's the same offense going out there. So I'm really happy that those guys are back. Excited for the timing, the glue of this offense that we have. It's the second year in this offense with everybody, so everybody's really comfortable with what we're doing right now, and I feel like this offense is going to do a lot of great things, and I feel like it's going to be better from last year.
There's a lot of new faces in the receiver room. Who are some of those guys that are starting to stand out to you?
Everybody, all these new guys are exactly what we needed. They're doing great. We got Blue, Andy, Deuce, the young guys, Bryce, Sap, TK, my guys. The young guys are doing great. They're taken well from the older guys. Those older guys are really bringing them along, showing them the way of, hey, this isn't high school football anymore. You're in college ball now. There's a certain way we do things. And the guys, Blue, Andy, and Deuce, those were the right guys that we needed to come over, and really push this receiver room. I think this year, we have a lot of depth at receiver position, which is something I didn't feel like we had last year. So I feel like no matter who's in the game with me right now or within me in practice, we're not going to skip a beat. Everybody's on the same page. There's not going to be any dips or anything like that. Those guys, they want it. They're pushing each other, and they understand that, the next guy coming in, he can play as well. So he's got to do his job. So everybody's going full speed and doing the little things right, which is huge.
Does Cade kick you in the butt sometimes?
Yeah, he's definitely got to kick me in the butt a couple times here and there. But most of the times we're off to the side, having conversations. I'm telling him what I see, he tells me what he sees, and we're talking football. That's a big step that we took. He told me recently that last year, he had to kick me in the butt a couple more times because he was getting me ready to be that starter for this team. He wanted me to push me along pretty quick. But now that I am that guy, I'm comfortable in this offense. We're able to have those, quiet, football talks. We're able to, bounce ideas off of each other. I made a joke the other day, we're installing some new stuff. I called a play, and it was right after he got his contract extension, so I told him that I need to get a 3-year contract extension as well. He liked that. So, that relationship that I have with Coach Bell now is, it's really, really tight. I respect him a lot. He respects me a lot. It's another guy that I can talk to about other stuff than football. We have a really close relationship now, which I'm really, really grateful for. And now we're able to go out there and make a lot of plays. I'm excited for it.
You mentioned about how you mentioned the Cincinnati game, maybe inconsistency in the Cincinnati game. Didn't start off great, but then finished really strong. You had a few games like that. When you look back at those, are there a lot of those inconsistencies you would just sort of attribute to youth, like inexperience playing the first time? Are you able to see, maybe better now of like how you would approach some of those situations?
Absolutely. Those are my Cincinnati. My first away game in college football, playing in a hostile environment in Cincinnati was a great experience for me. And, the way I was handling adversity in the beginning wasn't the way I needed to, but then I was able to, flip a switch, turn it back on. We were able to go out there in the second half and win the football game. But, most of that comes with, it's my first time in that situation. I learned from it, and luckily we were able to get out of there with a win. I just got to look back at all those mistakes that I made, watching film, going over it with Coach Bell. I got to learn from him, and it's definitely going to help me with my game next year, and I'm really excited about it.
Like, don't even know if you can describe it properly, but from where you guys were at as an offense, even in the early part of last year to where you're at now, how different is that, and what does that allow you guys to do now?
We are light years ahead of where we were, I would say, midway through the season with this offense. These guys are a lot more comfortable. Coach Bell's tweaked some things that's going to benefit us a lot. It makes me more comfortable in the offense, makes these receivers more comfortable with, the tempo. We're changing up some tempos. We're doing stuff like that. These guys are able to line up faster because of the way Coach Bell's changed it. It's just everything that we've done recently is just making this offense better and better. I'm really excited about it. These guys and that were here during the season, and these new guys that are here, they're all really excited about this offense. They want to play in this offense. Everybody's playing with the right mindset. Everybody's playing confident and nasty, which I like most of all. Our receivers are playing really physical right now, and that's really going to help us throughout the season.
Anything else?
I don't want to ask any personal questions, get to know me a little bit. It's a lot of football questions.
How do you like the city?
City of Pittsburgh's awesome. The weather's a little bipolar, I think. It starts off at 30 degrees in the morning, but right now it's about 60, 70 degrees. I got to take my sweatshirt off. But other than that, it's been awesome. Foods were good. Most of the people are nice. But other than that, I'm loving Pittsburgh.
I know you had a bowl game right around Christmas time. Did you get to celebrate the holidays at all?
Oh, yeah, we got to celebrate the holidays while we were in Detroit, with my second family, I like to say, with the football team. That was a lot of fun. Being able to go out there with those guys. Didn't get to play, but spending a lot of time with those guys in a different setting, in a different situation. I mean, we were with each other all day, every day while we were out there, which is a lot of fun. But, when I got home, my family, they saved Christmas for me. So when we were all together, I got to open my presents and see my dog and everything. That was awesome.
What's, in 2025 college football, what's an offseason like for a quarterback who has a breakout year like you had? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say there is such thing as an off season for a college football quarterback. As soon as I got healthy, I was going down to Dallas to train with a quarterback trainer. I'm up here watching film, throwing, stuff like that. But when I do get time off, I definitely spend that back home with my family. I like to hang around with them a lot. I got a little sister. During spring break, I got to go down and watch her dominate in some volleyball games, making the family proud, which was pretty good. Shout out to May May if you watch this. So I'm really happy that I got to be able to do that. But in this day and age, I don't think there really is an off season for us. Even that summer break that I got, that most of the time I'm going to be in Dallas training, making sure I can get better and better every day and make sure I have a better season than I did last year.
Is there an importance, though, to make sure you enjoy the college experience, even with all the time that you're here? And I'm not just saying party, but just the entire thing. Oh,
yeah. College football is fun. The fun that I have is out there on the practice field playing with my guys. I got some roommates now. Shout out Ty and Zach Zollers. Those are my guys. Moved in with them. We're having fun. Got a new house in Shadyside, so we're having fun. Living the life of college students, as well as playing college football. I feel like we've done a really good job balancing that, having a lot of fun. All the things we can do in Pittsburgh. A couple weeks ago, took the quarterbacks to Top Golf. We were out there for 2 hours swinging balls. Definitely gonna get into golfing soon. If y'all have any tips for me, I would love that. I've never played a round of golf in my life, but in Top Golf, I look pretty good. You can ask the quarterbacks. But, there's a lot of fun things to do around here, a lot of things to make me feel like a normal college student as well, going to class, taking tests, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
You're not ready to take on Sauls?
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're not ready to take on Sauls then?
No, our Ben Sauls is elite at golf, so maybe I'll get there one day.
Since you asked about personal questions, how were your grades?
Oh, grades are good. My mom makes sure of that.
Is she a teacher?
No, she's a nurse anesthetist. So she was really smart, so she makes sure I'm doing my stuff. Oh yeah. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.